Okay guys, so I'm sorry about that. Like I said, this video, and I told you in the first part, might be split up in parts, and supposedly when I plugged the phone up, like I said, it just, I don't know, it just made it stop, so we had to do this all over. Now, this is my 1 terabyte hard drive, and like I was showing you in the first part, we just wanted to load up here the utilities and then go to disk utility. The only thing you need to do really is, like right here is my working one. However many hard drives you have in here, you just want to pick the one that you want the Hackintosh to be on. So, like I said, I'm upgrading this to my terabyte drive because I like it so much. And so what I'm going to do is click this, my hard drive. You see that Mac there? I tried the Mac Mountain Lion, the latest version, and that crap does not work, okay? I've had success with Lion and Snow Leopard, but that new stuff thing, it does not work. I don't know, I can't get no luck out of it, and I've tried all kinds of install tutorials on how to do it myself, and just nothing I've tried will work. So we'll click this up here, come to partition. Some people say erase. Actually, let's do erase first. So what you want to do is come here to the format. You want to make sure it's this first one, or that's the one I always use, and I don't know, it works for me. And type in what you want this to be. So I'm gonna name this one Line, or I don't get it confused with my other hard drive. And then I'm gonna just hit erase and erase. And I'll show you what the partition thing is here in a second. And we will not be dual booting Windows 7 with this, and that's why I'm going to show you what the partition thing is. So on the partition, basically when you create the partition and you hit plus or 2 or whatever, you basically are saying that you want it to be another partition. Remove. Oops. Good God, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, on the part, I accidentally removed that thing that I showed you to erase, so let's just do it the partition way. If you was wanting to dual boot Windows 7, what you would want to do here is select Master Boot Record. If you're using Windows XP. If you're using Windows 7, then you're fine, just use this one up here. This one here is usually used for pure Mac, if you're using a direct Mac, so. And, okay, you want to select that first, and then come over to erase, and do that, where you don't accidentally delete your thing, so. My client, erase. Once this thing gets done, we'll just hit the red circle here, very different from Windows. So we'll just hit that. Okay, so this is what you should get here. You can read it if you want to, but just saying basically, once you get Mac installed correctly, you can create a restore point on Time Machine, put this disk in, and it can restore it back to working conditions. This is the guy that created the Hackintosh L2 disk. I hope I said that right. And you can read this crap, but I don't. So just hit agree. Now, that disk drive that we just made is this one here. So that's why I'm going to click it. And then you want to hit customize. Okay, this is where you have to make sure that you do everything right, or it will not work. So under Bootloader, I recommend the Chameleon brand. The Chimera, I hope that's how you say it, is basically a modded version of Chameleon, but I usually just use Chameleon. Bootloader options. You want to hit graphics enabler, and you want to hit built in Ethernet. They should be already marked, so. The CPU throttler, I do not recommend because it should install the KX Apple plan management to this computer automatically. You won't have that selection here, but it should do it. and that basically makes it throttle itself. It controls the CPU on its own. And if you select this here, a lot of people get kernel panic. So I never did select that. The patches, leave everything that's already open. This here's a solution for PCI configuration begin. It says, so if you get errors for your motherboard for this, it says if you get a motherboard error and Mac don't boot up, then try to reinstall this and select that and see if you get anything there. I never use that. The kernels. The Mountain Lion I've noticed, because I've done this before with Snow Leopard, Hackintoshes, and used to, there was all kinds of kernels that you would select. There was this one, the Atom kernel. There was ones for older processors, the newer processors and stuff. Now, if you just don't have an Atom, if you have an Atom kernel, you check this. If you don't, then you just don't select no kernel at all. Your drivers. Right here is what's very, very important. My main hardware. SATA IDE. It's recommended to use a ACHI SATA hard drive. Now, I forgot to tell you this in the BIOS when we changed the disk drive to make sure it would boot before the hard drive. You want to go in there under your SATA configuration and make sure it says HACI. You want to make sure that you can change your hard drive to that, and you want to select that. This stuff here I've never messed with, and I've had no luck doing this on the older IDE hard drives, just to let you know. Sound. I recommend the Voodoo. Some people say Apple HDA. I use Voodoo, so okay, we're going to use Voodoo. For some reason, I don't know, I never use these higher numbers. I guess you could. I usually just use 2.2 for some reason. So USB, this is very important. If you have USB 3.0, you better check that. And if you have just USB, you better check that, especially laptop users. Hardware sensors. You can use this CPU, temperature, motherboard, NVIDIA, ATI. I never use that hardware sensor crap. I don't know. I'm afraid if I select it, and I might get kernel panic, and I don't want kernel panic, so I just never select those. PS2. I would check that just in case, because you don't know what your computer might be, so select that just in case. And if you're a laptop user, definitely select PS2. You have to, because basically that's what a trackpad is. Laptop battery. Select this if you're using a laptop. Now we'll come to VGA. I'm using a NVIDIA. Mine is not that. See here, this says this patch enables OpenCL for the GFX10X. I don't know what the word is. Cards. So if you have one of these cards, you need to select that. I don't. This one here, I never use. And good thing I never use that one, because that's not compatible for my card. This one here is the one I always use. I just use that one, and it works perfect. But so yeah, and that might be my graphics card. No, that solves the HDMI problem for G92 chips. Mine ain't HDI. Okay, so network. The wired network, most people just select Marvel, and you're usually good to go. I mean, really, if you select one of these Marvel and then one of these right here, it usually perfect works. On this computer, though, I think I always use Intel, because mine's an Intel board. And wireless right there, you see what I was telling you about. You have to have an Atheros Wi-Fi card. And the best thing to do is find out what all the brands are on your computer, like what's your Ethernet brand and stuff, before you actually go through all this. And once you've done this, really, and selected all your drivers, you can just hit OK, make sure you selected the right partition, and then hit the install button. And basically, this will take a while. maybe even longer than it did to take this to boot up. So it says about 12 minutes, but that's such bull. It'll take more than 12 minutes. And so it goes through here fast, and then it gets stuck, and then it's fast, and it gets stuck somewhere down here. So, and I don't know, but my laptop accidentally one time, I don't know, got right here, and then the computer shut off, cut back on, and installed it perfectly. So I don't know what that was about. But most of the time you'll see it finish and it'll ask you to restart it yourself to click it, or it will do it within so many minutes or whatever. But my laptop one time just did it on its own, and I don't know. So if you do get that problem, it should be okay, because it was on my computer. It's just like it did it itself. So, and I'm gonna actually come back when it says to restart. There'll probably be another video for this series, so go and check it out, and thanks for watching.